All right. I woke up this morning to frozen pipes, so I'm going to cut to the chase. NF, wake up. Thursday, I had myself lowest of the lows, and I tried for an hour to do this. And it's nothing against the SOG. I was not in a position to deal with the messaging and rejection from the clown. It turned out information from 30 years ago was more pertinent than some other stuff, and it just crushed me. And I was just at the lows, and I was hoping it was going to be like a spiritual, a little more that side of it all, and it wasn't. And I didn't get to the end, so I don't actually know. But I did get to I got up to the 205 mark. So I'm not going to pretend I didn't. I just like. I have a hard time waking up to the frozen pipes, and I can't keep the pipes from frozen. So some of the ideas were much grander than I could comprehend or deal with at the time. Especially when I had an opportunity to jump ahead really quickly, and all I had to do was, I guess, be unethical, or at least on the edge of how we should treat each other. But hey, it turns out you can make a lot of money if you want to just step all over people. That is something I woke up to hard.
You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape. 'Cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake. If you'd open your eyes, then maybe you'd see what's at stake. You're sleeping. You're sleeping. You make a lot of money and you live in a mansion and pretty much got everything that you could ever imagine. But you feel like even though you got everything in the world, you got nothing. So what you do then is you start going backwards. You run in a direction and you looking for something that isn't real. No, you know is that you just gotta have it. What you doing is sleeping and thinking that you're awakening and not. And the problem is that you don't know what you're after. So you put everything that you have into what you do, hoping that one day maybe you don't have to feel like you're empty. But as you get older, a lot of weight on your shoulders is getting heavy. Then you look back and you start to regret things. You only get one life, and every time you look into yours, you feel like everything you have is a waste. And the problem and the reason you can never feel a hole in your life is because you were never awake. You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape. 'Cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake. But feel like you never got up and go to work and you feeling like you ain't got a purpose. And you trying to get motivated, but everything you do turns into a mess like you ain't.
Yeah, so then it fell apart right here. So first and foremost, I couldn't stop internalizing the ideas in the song, but in a just a different way, because I think even to my own demise, for the channel's sake, I have a much broader view of everything that's going on than let's just say the mainstream view of it all. I interpret some of it that way. Just for me, I don't think that's what it's about. I think it's about probably being grateful for what you have, working harder, making connections with things to help you understand that you should be grateful for what you have, and then I'm hoping it's something, stick with it and you can overcome. But I like I said, I didn't really get much farther. I only got about 30 seconds farther than this. Kept breaking down. Because I have a hard time getting through. I like someone yapping to me, so I'm sure that's why I do it. I have a hard time someone hitting me up instantly when I get to a content. I had a hard time trying to force my way into a place that no one wanted you, metaphorically through a telephone. And I was just like, holy shit, boy, you don't. Everybody sees the success as what matters, is what really was breaking me down. And I'm not sure that's had to do with this. It was just, it started a little too comfortable for old Rollen's sake. And envy and jealousy and shit like that was, it was a bad day. I clutched my little blue book and was grateful I didn't live in the cities. I'll tell you that. So yeah, see this here, what happens in the second half, and I'm sure I was definitely just self-absorbing it all because I was angry.
You wake up in the morning but feel like you never got up and go to work, and you feeling like you ain't got a purpose, and you trying to get motivated but everything you do turns into a mess, like you ain't nothing but worthless. And yo, you look around, a lot of these other people you looking at, to you describe as perfect, so you point a finger at God and tell him to do his job.
Yeah, so I couldn't get past here because then, right, we're like, oh, and I'm like, why me? And I'm like, I believe the answer is I mean, I hate to go hard, we're just right here at the 6:40 mark, but because I live in a Luciferian world, turning that direction doesn't help. Knowing if I was unethical, sell out, or play the same games that have got us to this point, I could get mine too. I kept breaking down right here because I'm like, I certainly don't think it has to do with effort. I think there's all kinds of people that work harder than others. I don't think it's me. That's not what I'm saying. But I think, I saw a meme today, 19-year-old, hey, look at the house we just bought. What are you doing with your time? And the answer was, not being able to live with my, family buying my stuff and pretending it was my own achievements. I was busy trying to achieve some of my own achievements. So I ended up falling apart here, and I'm not sure what comes next, and I'm in a good mood now. Cool, except for the frozen water, and we'll fix that pretty soon. Because unfortunately, I get halfway through it, that I finally identify with someone in the video.
So you point a finger at God and tell him to do his job and fix your life up, cause nothing is working. And you would try to hide it and make it seem like it's nothing, but really you feel like everything is crashing around you. And you developed a problem in trusting in other people, which later became an issue that would mentally pound you. You only get one life, but every time you look into yours, you feel like all you ever see are mistakes. And the problem and the reason you can never move forward in life is because you were never awake.
Yeah, see, and I'm not sure what it meant there, because I'm like, I'm positive they just called it ecocide and said we got to get rid of farming. So I'm pretty sure I'm awake. Am I not, and this is where it falls apart, am I not awake to the exploitation of the planet so I could get mine too with a morally clean conscience? Because I would love to do that, but trusting in other people, they keep telling me I'm supposed to do unethical things. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're kidding me. So it's like, I'm like, I don't know how to interpret it, because I spent a lot of time on the channel knowing that I can't blame. You can't blame the planet your savior doesn't have dominion over for the problems. You better, holy shit, I know where I'm actually living. I'm living in crime pays, self-centered thought wins out, and the hypocrisy of having a reaction channel, but the whole just the me. Now, I get confused. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I do, but I'm like, well, then how am I not just as responsible? Because I just don't see anybody saving the world that's successful. I see them finding ways to drive it farther in one direction, but I don't know. It's like, what's the point? You can't do nothing good except for yourself. big effing deal.
The problem and the reason you can never move forward in life is because you will never wake up. You spend your life in a dream.
I mean, and then I right there, I'm like, I at least clean up after myself. I didn't have to have, I could be 3 months in debt and I'd still clean up after myself. Isn't that like one of the cores of having self-respect and dignity? That's one of those things I didn't grow up in a place that was allowed to be a shithole. So I can't relate to that at all. Even if I have nothing. If I'm in a shack, I still want it organized and, the leaves swept off the dirt floor. Because I don't, I figure it reflects. So I didn't get this far, but I could see that would have snapped me. No, I did feel that way Thursday. Oh, well, that's how I feel this morning. But I just crawled under the house because you got to go action. Ouch. Now, holy crap, I would have snapped farther because I used to be one of these. So it turns out I don't ever want to take it out on, the things that I've preserved and own are actually part of being a free person, right? All rights come from your body on, kind of ownership. If someone else owns it, really, you got nothing to say. So I'd struggle here. But I also was this person. Probably smashed a few doors and was super angry. So, I totally relate. This was one that just hit too close to home. I was like, I really wanted to cry in my own, wallow in self-pity and talk about God. That's what I was hoping for. And, turned out it was more of, I'm struggling with my finances. It all hit too close to home. Wake up. You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape. 'Cause you live your life in a coma, you're never awake. Yeah, that's a bad coping mechanism there, unfortunately, I think. But I'm thinking it's more, right, metaphorical, not actually. I don't think it's oh my goodness, for the people who can't get beyond whatever it is I do. I'm pretty sure it's more of a maybe noticing the chaos in your life and waking up from it and maybe making changes. Okay, I'm pretty positive it's not an endorsement of trashing your stuff. I feel just too many comments with overly obsessed people who, I don't care if I'm right or wrong. I have no care. I care how it affects me, the person, so I can take it beyond this moment. I would highly recommend keeping in mind that all opinions are for entertainment purposes only, that one would do that for themselves as well. Because, see, I don't really need to be told. I need to discover. Right? I tried listening. It never led me in the right direction. Yeah, people want to control you. Damn. I'm not sure what that recommends. Making it or not. Or the, oh, come on. Hey, okay. I'm not sure. Maybe the, who knows? Just to have to be able to look internally and contemplate many years past versus the chaos of youth and disorder before you get it together. I think there's all kinds of straightforward, maybe. I had just a great song. I just am, have had my own problems, couldn't get through it. I promised myself that when I got to everything from Thursday, I would at least get her done and reflect upon what went wrong. And that's, admitting that sometimes the weight of the world definitely makes you want to trash everything. I just don't really want to clean up the mess afterwards. Bills are consequential. Ruining my life because of them is just too much, worse. So it's like, can't let it all fall apart because you can't make ends meet. I look around and it's a reoccurring theme for many. So what do? You keep trying. Hey, NF, wake up. I really liked it. It was very good. I just was in a